All right, good morning, everybody. So it's Tuesday with Mrs. Tucker, and here I am. I have been having such a great morning. I got up, I showered, then I went for my walk, and even today I remembered the face sunscreen and then the arm sunscreen. So I was like all excited that I even got up and got the walk in, and then also remembered sunscreen. Yay. So if you guys are out there walking too, remember your sunscreen. So if you are joining me live, please say hello. Tell me where you're joining me live from. There is a thing that at the top of the post that says that I'm going live through StreamYard. So if you want me to be able to see your name, then you just have to click that little link. And that way, and give it permission so that StreamYard can see your name, and that way I can know who I'm talking to. So I hope you guys are all having a fabulous morning too. Side note, I got this new lip gloss. It is, it's so soft and silky. It's like butter. It's like butter, guys. If you were looking in the market for a lip gloss, this is from Beauty Counter. And it's peony is the color. And so I use ghee, which is like a clarified butter that you keep at like room temperature, and I feel like it goes on so smooth like that. So I just thought I'd throw that out there if you are interested in a lip gloss. Okay, so I digress. This morning we are talking about the all or nothing mentality. So shoot me a comment if you are live or if you are on the replay, if you know what I'm talking about. Do you know what the all or nothing is? So let's talk about that for a minute. So all or nothing. All is normally like, okay, I've started a diet and I am not going to eat carbs and I'm not going to eat fat and I am going to go to the gym every day for 2 hours, and maybe that's an hour in the morning before breakfast and an hour at the end of the day. And, I'm going to stand up and march in between, and I'm going to drink all the water, and I'm going to do all the food logging and calorie counting and eat like a bunny. That's the all, right? And that gets old pretty quick, right? We can do that for a few weeks. Now, some people can do that longer. That's true. If you can, great. But don't you feel like you've all reached that point where you're like, it's enough. It's enough. I can't do this anymore, right? And then we go back to the nothing. And the nothing is not working out, not staying active, not being mindful when you're eating, not paying attention to what you're putting in your body. And that sucks too. That I feel like we get to sit in a little longer before we like panic and freak out. But so that can go on for more than a few weeks. And we all need to chill just sometimes. Like, don't get me wrong. But we don't want to keep bouncing back between the all or the nothing. Okay? So if you're connecting with this, just drop me something in the comments. Because I'd like to know if this is you, if this is making sense. This has totally been me. I've been there. I've been there many times. I have found a balance. I have. And I want to talk to you today about that balance. And I am finding a new balance right now. Because it changes. Like your life changes. Let's say, big events like you get a new job, you move, you have another kid, things change, right? So we need to be able to adapt to what is going on in our life and continue to find the balance. So I find you find a balance that works until there's a big change, and then you need to find it again. And that's fine because you're going to get this skill. I'm going to give it to you right now that you can work on and develop and then apply as you need to reapply, basically. Okay. So, what I did yesterday was I made you guys worksheets that go along with this training today. So I'm going to put them up in our group. The first one is called the all or nothing worksheet. So, what it is it has a continuum. All right. So 1 is the absolute worst choice, and 10 is the absolute best choice. Okay. And these choices are based on whatever the situation is that you are working on and looking at and evaluating right now, where you are finding you're doing all or none. Okay. So that could be in relation to food. It could be in relation to workouts. It could be sleep. It could be, drinking liquor, drinking with hydration, right? So we have this continuum, and 1 is the worst and 10 is the best. So you want to consider that and how it relates to whatever that current situation is that you are in right now. So it can be tough to consider the big picture when it comes to nutrition and our health. And this is not just about nutrition. I might talk about it a little bit in terms of nutrition today, but really it's the deep health picture. It's all the aspects, okay? It's our relationships, it's our mental health, it's our physical health, it's our diet, it's our spirituality, it's everything. We got to find a balance in our lives, okay? In all those aspects. So there's like 6 deep health aspects. Maybe next week I'll talk about deep health. But so this week we're talking about balance. So we have a lot of things that we are trying to juggle all the time. And it can often feel like we do the healthy thing, or the nothing. So sometimes we can start to feel like healthy nutrition is taking away from something else we value, like our social time or our hobbies. We think to ourselves, I can eat a healthy meal or I can go out to dinner with friends. You feel like you've done that before? Been like, oh, I'm on a diet right now. I can't go out. No, I don't know what to do. I can't do that, right? We're trying to avoid that. Drop me a comment if this has been you before. Have you ever turned down something that you didn't really want to turn down just because of your health or nutrition goals? Drop me a comment there if you've done that before. So instead, I'm gonna give you this worksheet, and we're gonna work through ways to integrate the 2 things. Okay, so we want to still meet our health and nutrition goals, but we still want to go out and have a party with our friends. Okay, there is a balance to be found there. You can do both. And that way we can finally learn how to avoid the all or nothing cycle that we get stuck in, because that really perpetuates that yo-yo dieting cycle that I feel like we're trying to break here in this group. I've created this group to help give you content and free trainings to help you stop dieting but still get to your goals. All right, so that's my hope for you, is that you do not have to start or stop a diet. You are going to live a healthy lifestyle, and I'm going to help you develop that. And it's going to look different for everybody, okay? It's not going to be the same. It's not like, oh, I'm going to give you a meal plan that's going to work for all of you guys in this group. No. Like, we're going to create the meal plan for you, basically. Like, it's different for everybody. But there are some overarching themes that will work for everybody. So this is one of them, that we want to find a middle ground somewhere. It could be more towards the 10 and the best choice, or more towards the 1 and the worst choice in different situations, but we don't want to be the 1 or the 10. We want to be somewhere in the middle in there. Okay. So you think about the current thing that you're working on, that you're like, oh my God, Katie, I'm totally doing the all or nothing. So first you would say, what is the absolute worst choice that I see? Okay, what's the worst thing that can happen? Then you look at what's the absolute best choice. All right. Now you think of the 2 choices you've made and think where it really fits on this continuum. Can you spread it out more? Can you see a bigger picture there? And then you're going to write that in the worksheet. And then you're going to think, what is a slightly better choice than the one I made? So, for instance, I could not go out to dinner with my friends, and I could feel sad that I didn't go, and like I'm deprived and I'm upset because I really wanted to go, and maybe I wanted to eat something kind of off plan, right? Like I've been doing so well, I want to have something. Then there's the choice of I went and everything went wrong. I drank. I ate all of the bread. I made them bring more. I got stuffed. I ate things that were terrible for me. Then, like, I felt like I wanted to throw up. And then the next day, I continued it by going out to breakfast again, and it just kept going. And now I'm at the all spot, right? Neither of these are like the things we're talking about what we want to do. We want to find something in the middle. So for instance, when I go, this is just my example of how I find a middle in this situation. I say yes. If I want to go out to dinner, I go out to dinner. And I say yes. And I find out where we're going to dinner. And then I look at the menu at home and I decide what I'm going to eat, because that way I have a plan. It's like, so for instance, I often order fish when I'm out. People are like, why are you ordering fish? Like, we're at an Italian restaurant. Well, I'm not celiac, but I have a wheat and yeast kind of intolerance. So I try not to eat like gluten things. So I don't normally get like pasta. Cause like I do eat pasta, but I eat brown rice pasta, and I eat, chickpea pasta or, edamame pasta. So these are all different kinds of pastas that you can totally eat if you are gluten-free or wheat-free. Anyway, I digress. I order fish because I don't cook a lot of fish. It's one of the things I'm working on as a person. I know I want to include more fish in my diet, but, it's a reality that I haven't gotten there yet. I'm just not there yet. So when I go out, I order fish because like it's something that I want to include, and it promotes my goals. Like my goals are to lose weight and be healthy and be a role model for, my future children and my friends and family. And I want to show you that like you can go out to dinner. You could do it. It's fine. This is the technique that I use. Everyone can use, it's something that works for them. Mine is to plan what I'm going to eat before I go. And that way, Siri wants to talk to me. That way, if I decide beforehand that there's something different that I want to eat that's not like my lean protein and my vegetables and whatnot, then that means I'm not going to have something else for lunch, or maybe I'm going to make sure I get in my workout or my walk that day. So that way there's a balance. It's just a little bit of a balancing act, and there's always going to be trade-offs there. But don't feel like you can't go out to dinner, right? So there we go. So we can find a happy balance of not missing out on the things we want to do, and we don't need to miss out on the foods we want to eat either. We just need to keep the overarching plan and goal in mind. Okay. So I'm going to put this worksheet that talks about the best choice, the worst choice, what would be a little better, what would be a little worse, so that you can start to see that there's not like one or the other and that's it. Like you're going to have to come up with at least 4 different points on the continuum to think about. Okay. And then feel free to share with the group, like what you decided is the middle ground on an example of something you were working on. This next piece might take a little bit of time. I'm thinking maybe I should save it for next week. Yeah, I'll give you a little taste of what's coming next week, because this might take a little bit. So that's a skill right there that you're going to keep in your back pocket. All right. This next thing that I was going to talk about is making something, finding a goal and then making it a practice and then making it a habit. So it would be hard to kind of do your all or nothing homework worksheet without knowing what your goals are, right? Yeah. If you don't know where you want to go, it's really hard to get there, right? Like if I wanted to go on a trip and showed up at the airport and was like, okay, what plane do I get on? They'd be like, where are you going? Right? Like we need to know where we're going. So we need to be able to identify very specifically what our goal is and why that's our goal. Okay, so next week I'm going to talk about how to take that goal and how to break it down into steps and into habits, practices that then the more you practice, right? That's what we're going to call them, practices. The more you practice it, the more it just becomes a habit. And the habit is the thing you don't have to think about. All right, you get up, you brush your teeth. I mean, that's like a habit of mine. I'm assuming most of you guys have that habit, right? We don't really think about it. It's not like, oh, right, I have to go brush my teeth. Oh, like, oh, whoa, the chore. When we first start doing something, it feels a little like that. We have to practice it, okay? So we're going to talk about how to not go all or nothing and make something teeny tiny and small to make it a practice that then can become a habit. I've got 9 steps for you. And I broke it down into this little quick reference guide, and I put it on our worksheet. And then I broke those 9 steps down, and I made you worksheet for that too. All right. So we're gonna talk about that next week. Yeah, because as I don't want to keep you here forever today. All right. So I'm gonna post this all or nothing worksheet in our group. If you are confused, you don't understand why this might be a better option, the worksheet doesn't do it for you, let me know, okay? I've created this group to help you, right? And if you are not getting the help you need, you have to tell me, all right? I can only work with what I get, okay? So if you feel like you are not progressing the way you want to progress, like, let me know what it is you need. That's why I'm here, guys. I'm here to help you. I want you to know that you can do this. You can so do this, all right? So let me know if you have been that all or nothing person, if you're still struggling with that, how I can help you more. I'm hoping that these worksheets that I've just made are gonna help you put this into practice and have you take action soon. So yeah, I guess that's all for today. So I love you all, and I hope you have a fabulous rest of your Tuesday. All right, bye guys.